Are we witnessing peak ETF? Let's ask the man who has created and manages a few of his own ETFs, Kevin O'Leary of Shark Tank and chairman of O'Shares ETF Investments. Kevin, it's always great to speak with you. Are we witnessing peak ETF, or does this really speak to the increased number of participants offering ETFs in the markets?
I think people categorize ETFs as one asset class. It's not. The beginning of the ETF market came with just very blunt instruments, just market cap weighted indices, and they still are the lion's share of the AUM. But in the last couple of years, this concept of actively managed ETFs has come to the front, and that's where I'm really intrigued, because as someone who invests, if I can find a great manager and institutionalize their philosophy into an index, it's cheaper, it's more liquid, it's more transparent, and it's way more tax efficient. And, great indexers like FTSE Russell, for example, I don't want to own the Russell 2000 because there's so many companies there that don't make any money. You have to go back to them and say, look, you're the indexer of this fantastic index that's outperforming now because it's got tax advantage situations and it's got deregulation on domestic revenue. But I don't want to own all the stuff that's unprofitable because A, it doesn't get the tax benefit, and you got a lot of REITs in there that don't have any tax benefit of reform. Make me an index that just gets me the profitable companies. And they did. And there's only 338 of them out of the 2,000. I own that. That's OUSM. That's an index they built. I like it. That works for me. That's actively managed
So when we
index.
hear, when it comes to BlackRock, inflows into iShares were the lowest since the second quarter of 2016. That's not a statement, you think, of the ETF industry. That's a statement as to what BlackRock offers versus its competitors.
BlackRock is the big daddy. They are the behemoth ship, and they have pretty well every index there is, including all the blunt instruments, which are market cap weighted indices. I can see if markets go flat or have a drawdown, you're going to see fund flows out of those. But if you can solve a person's problem by creating an actively managed philosophy and an index at half the cost of an active manager, you're going to continue to get money in there. We're at $4 trillion here. It's going to keep growing.
Let's talk about the blunt instruments, though, because we were just having this conversation about Netflix, which is down by more than 14% in the after-hour session. Are we going to see that pressure on FANG stocks? Because not only are there the people who just want to buy the Qs, but there are also the people who want to buy the more specialized ETFs, like the FANG Plus, the Momentum ETF, all the things that own Netflix as a top holding. There's so much overlap here. If there's a drawdown, it's going to affect a basket of stocks.
If you're a long-term shareholder in Netflix, let's take the FANG stock du jour that's getting slaughtered tonight. You're used to drawdowns as much as 30%. This is not the first time you've been clobbered on. Either you believe in the philosophy of what they're doing domestically and globally, or you don't. If you do, wait for the 3-day washout. There's going to be all kinds of research tomorrow that's going to slam this stock. Wait for 3 trading sessions and average down. I mean, that's what others have done. I mean, am I going to change my mind about Netflix at this point in time that this whole business model has changed dramatically? No. They missed a number like they've missed a number many times before. I remember down 32% on Netflix. Yes, grown men will weep, but this too will pass. And frankly, their numbers internationally look fantastic.
Let's get to crypto. Is this going to be a new avenue of growth for the industry, in your view? Have you been fielding any inquiries to say, hey, Kevin, when are you going to do your own Bitcoin sort of ETF?
No.
Okay.
No. I mean, my take on this is institutional money is not going to go there yet for one basic reason: compliance and the regulatory environment. Until crypto is intriguing. There's all kinds of green shoots. The Swedish government talking about a coin for the country. The Swiss announcing an exchange for crypto. All this stuff is interesting. But until you know with certainty if you're an asset allocator and you're running a sovereign fund or you're doing a pension plan for some state, you're not going to put a dime into this stuff because the regulator's not on board yet. And we have to wait until that happens. I mean, at the end of the day, you need to know it's transparent, it's compliant, and the regulator's on board. And then you'll see real money. Right now, it's fringe. And by the way, the dialogue I've noticed on Bitcoin in the last 60 days has dramatically changed. It's starting to sound like the pioneer with the arrows in its back because people are saying it's not the definitive platform anymore, that maybe Ethereum is becoming the new platform. And all of a sudden, Bitcoin? What's Bitcoin? That is not good for Bitcoin investors. That is the yesteryear story on something changing. Just a personal opinion. But if I were long Bitcoin right now, I'd start to worry about it because that is not the hot du jour story on crypto anymore.
I guess you're not long Bitcoin.
No.
Or are you? Okay.
and I'm not sure Bitcoin.
Right.
In fact, I don't even know how to do that on a compliant basis. That's the way I look at it.
Kevin, thank you. It's always great to see you.
Kevin
O'Leary, Mr. Wonderful himself.
Look, I think crypto is interesting. I mean, I look at BlackRock. BlackRock would be foolish not to figure out a way to get involved here and at least get educated, especially given their AUM. I think any asset manager right now would be foolish because this could be the differentiating factor when it comes to performance when you think of passive versus active. So as an active manager, you think about understanding this
It's the only
space.
place you can collect fees right now.
You collect fees,
you can
right?
actually
But
price this product.
this will become a legitimate investment class, and you got to be intelligent on it.
Hey there, thanks for checking out CNBC on YouTube. Be sure to subscribe to stay up to date on all of the day's biggest stories. You can also click on any of the videos around me to watch the latest from CNBC. Thanks for watching.